Hey everyone, and welcome to Random Side Quest. With the release of Horizon Zero Dawn on PC, I wanted to share some of the things that I've learned in my 3 years stepping into the world of HCD. As much as I've played this game, I also wanted to reach out and see what other things I may not have considered including on this list. So, I invited fellow Horizon and gaming creator Tynamite to join us on this journey as we give you our list of things we think you should know when you play Horizon Zero Dawn. Let's toss it over to Tyler.
Hey guys, my name is Tyler, also known as Tynamite on my channel. I cover Horizon, Assassin's Creed, and the newly announced Fable over on my channel. Here to give you a few of my tips for those new to Horizon Zero Dawn PC gamers out there. So my first tip is upgrade your Satchel ASAP. It's important to scavenge pretty much everything you see as you're killing machines throughout the world, as well as just animals that pass you by, because one, they'll give you really good loot for upgrades and equipment later on in the game, and you'll find early on very quickly that your satchel will fill up. So the sooner you upgrade that satchel straight away in the game, you'll find it very easy as you go through to just be upgrading all your other weapons and tools and traps later in the game, because you've always got lots and lots of gear with you that you're scavenging.
My first tip has to deal with equipment. With all the different choices in weapons and ammo types in HZD, there is one weapon that I really wish I had started using much earlier, that being the Ropecaster. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by multiple machines all coming at you simultaneously, this weapon is invaluable. Its ability to take a machine out of the equation for a time so you can focus on other enemies and make the fight more manageable is something I now do routinely. This will become even more necessary to do if you have plans on doing a second playthrough on ultra hard difficulty, so don't be like me and sleep on the Ropecaster.
My second tip is scan your approach. Patience is key with the combat system in Horizon Zero Dawn, especially the harder machines later in the game. Make sure you spend your time scanning those machines before you rush into your combat situation. Learn their weaknesses, learn their strengths, and what tools you're going to need to defeat that enemy. Trust me when I say use that full range of your combat repertoire. Don't just stick with one weapon that you like throughout the whole game. All of those tools are there for a reason, and they're all useful.
I love that last bit of advice because it will always stay relevant. This because the next thing you should know is that as you bring down more machines, they will actually adapt and become harder to deal with. Each machine has an individual threshold for this evolution, but it's less than you'd think before they will permanently have additional armor to deal with, making it harder to deal full damage. So keep an eye out for this change and adapt your strategies and aim accordingly.
My third tip is pretty simple, which is your campfires. I'm someone that loves to explore the map when I'm in any sort of open world action RPG. So with Horizon Zero Dawn, you make sure you get those campfire locations as you pass them by, because they're also fast travel points, not just save points as well. So it has a big use when you're traveling around the world, and the further you get into the game, of course, when you've got to jump between locations, the more campfires that you have, well, the easier it is to travel around, and it's pretty much as simple as that. I'm someone that likes to get every single location in every area of every map that I play in games, so I was always someone getting each campfire as I went through. But for someone that's just trying to get from quest to quest to quest, you might not think about it, but I definitely recommend getting every campfire you can from the get-go of this game.
Speaking of fast travel, you might have noticed that this mechanic works a bit differently than most open world games, as fast travel packs are a single-use commodity every time you want to shoot across the world. However, there is one item that will give you unlimited fast travel, that being the Golden Fast Travel Pack. You can pick this up from merchants fairly early in your playthrough, but there is one specific thing you'll need: a fox skin. Now, don't be fooled by Aloy's concern for the fox in the trailer Forbidden West, guys, because you may have to end more foxes than you think in order for this rare resource to drop. It will take 3 fox skins to purchase this item in Ultra Hard, so until you get this essential item, play it safe and just destroy every fox you can find.
Fourth and final tip for me is a dynamic HUD. Now, one fault I feel in Horizon Zero Dawn is it's a very HUD heavy game. So what I did early on when I played was change it to dynamic, so that way HUD only came up when I really needed it. So there's the compass that always stays on the top of your map with the dynamic HUD as you're walking around and following locations or tracking quests. But things like your weapons and your materials and your health bar, those are things that pop up only when necessary. So I really found it a more immersive experience creating that dynamic HUD situation where it came up when I needed it and I wasn't missing information, but at the same time the screen wasn't fully covered in HUD, which was quite an issue early on in the game. So those are my tips for beginners that are new to Horizon Zero Dawn. So I hope you enjoyed my little tips and tidbits there. And for all the PC gamers out there playing Horizon Zero Dawn for the first time, good luck to you. I hope you enjoy it. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and I cannot wait for you guys to finish it up and join the hype train for Horizon Forbidden West. And thank you to Connor for collaborating with me on this video and allowing me to jump on his channel and give my tips and tricks for Horizon Zero Dawn.
Really appreciate you taking the time, Tyler. And the last thing for me, and one of the things I do most often when hunting machines, is crouching. Not for the stealth aspect, but because it alters the spread of your arrows from vertical to horizontal. When I first started playing, I would normally keep the bow upright, either to slow time by jumping or to just stay more mobile. However, I often found with some of the machine components, like the pouches of bellowbacks or the cannons on Ravagers, at least one of the 3 arrows I had knocked would miss the component I was aiming for. Once I noticed I could change this, I could more accurately deal damage to certain components than I could ever before. Not to mention, with smaller machines like Watchers and Scrappers, it may be easier to target multiple enemies of those types at once, so tilt those bows and get more accurate. And that's it from us. If you'd like to see more content like this, consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell. Thanks again so much to Tyler for collaborating with me on this video, and be sure to check out his channel, Tynamite, for more HCD and gaming content. A link to his channel is in the description. And as always, thanks for watching, and keep questing.